Have you ever felt like you were taking the first step on a brand new adventure? A dream you've been holding in your heart for as long as summer days? Like you finally feel like you're exactly where you're supposed to be and doing exactly what you're meant to be doing. This trip to the Grand Canyon was for me that symbolic first step, the beginning of a journey leading me into an entirely new life. One full of hope and wonder at the potential majestic treasures in store for me. I feel renewed, infused with a sense of excited curiosity for all that life holds before me. And sometimes when you feel this good, you just have to do a little dance. Yeah, so this trip to the Grand Canyon for me was very special, and it actually turned out to be quite a memorable experience. This trip to the Grand Canyon was the first major step, the turning over of the first page of this new chapter in my life, where I'll be traveling the world and trying to figure out how to make somewhat decent videos about the spiritual journey. On this day earlier in the morning, I had made a social media post letting the world know that I was leaving behind the comfort and financial security of the corporate world and venturing into the great unknown to pursue my dreams and passions. And I received so much love and support that it was honestly kind of overwhelming. Through my post, I think people were able to feel how much this next chapter in my life means to me, and they resonated with that. They resonated with the pursuit of dreams and passions, the pursuit of happiness, and that made me feel really good because I felt like in my own tiny little way that I was helping to inspire people, even maybe only a little bit. And that's something that's really important to me. On this channel, doing this thing, I do want to be a small little light in the world that's just trying to make the world a little bit of a better place. As some of you might know, this visit to the Grand Canyon was actually a pit stop on my 13-hour drive to Colorado, where I attempted to do a 21-day solitary retreat in a tiny off-grid cabin, which turned out to be one of the most intense and challenging experiences mentally, emotionally, spiritually that I've ever gone through. And I learned more about myself, about Buddhism, about life in that 11 days than I have basically in the entire last year of my life. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself. That's going to be the subject of the next video, so please stay tuned for that because that was a mind-boggling experience. Now, my trip to the Grand Canyon turned out to be very memorable, not because it was the first major step on this next chapter in my life, or because the Grand Canyon is just a stunning place, but because of something else. This is so insane. This is such a good way to start the trip. Literally everybody's talking to me because I have all of my camera gear out. I have my camera, I have the microphone on it, I have the tripod on it. So everybody's stopping by and just saying like, oh, what do you have there? Oh, it looks nice, looks nice. And it's so interesting how my camera already is bringing me so many connections. I just met two super cool dudes here who came up to me because I was taking pictures and videos. They came up to me, they asked me about what I was doing, so I told them that, I literally just quit my job and now I'm starting this year-long journey where I'm gonna be traveling and making videos, and they were super stoked about it. Yeah, it's my first day on this journey and it's already bringing me, connection and interaction with other people in a meaningful way. So this is such a good way to start this trip. And actually, after I made this little talking head clip, I ran into those two guys, Alex and Nick, again.
Greetings from Florida.
Hey.
And what else? We're coming to see Justin.
My first time at the Grand Canyon.
And
really beautiful.
Second time, we came here to see Justin.
Yeah, exactly.
These are my boys right here.
We met you.
And Justin's gonna go on a full year adventure, and we're just gonna go follow his footsteps.
Exactly.
And
We're
go
gonna be there the whole time.
Right?
One message for the world, what would you say?
Follow your dreams.
Yeah.
And what do you say?
Doubling up.
Do what you want to do. Just
Fuck yeah.
follow your dreams. Same thing. Just
Hell yeah.
you can't let anybody dictate what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck yeah. I do know
Sir.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
All the people know what you're saying too.
Sir,
They all
yes,
know
sir.
it.
But yeah.
Fight on.
Hell
Go
yeah.
Trojans, baby.
Yes, sir.
And this is where the trip to the Grand Canyon really became special for me because after we had met up again, we decided to hang out for the night. The sun was setting, so we drove about 15 minutes outside of the Grand Canyon Park. We stopped at a camp station, and I got in their car, and for a few hours we were just hanging out, talking about life, getting to know each other, learning about each other's past histories, past struggles, and our plans for the future. It was one of those really deep conversations that you could have with a person because they were a complete stranger and they didn't really know you in a certain way that allowed you to be open and available to share certain things with them. It was so sick to meet two strangers who turned out not to be so strange after all. And I feel like it's one of life's most curious and rewarding experiences when you meet people who you have never met before, and for some mysterious reason you just have that click. I mean, think about it. How many people do we walk by on the street? Thousands of people, tens of thousands of people that we just walk by, we don't really think about them, they don't really strike us, and they have entire lives. But for some reason, for a lot of reasons probably, they just don't really appeal to us, and we just go on our separate ways, almost like neither of us never really existed to the other person. We give no regard to so many people. But then there are these rare instances in life where you come across a person and you just recognize this kinship, and you're like, oh, this is my guy, this is my person, this is my girl, whatever. And that is magic. That is the beneficence of the universe. That is just one of those chance, rare things that happens almost never, but when it does happen, it fills you with a sense of awe and inspiration, and it just feels good. It feels just like a little bit of magic, and I'm so grateful to have met these two guys because it really did impact me and mean a lot to me in a deep way. With this being my very first day of starting on this new chapter, this new journey in my life, meeting them and having this chance encounter felt like a little affirmation of the universe. It was just like a little head nod that was like, you're on the right path, dude. You're on the right path, and this is just a sign that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. So after a few hours of talking in the car at nighttime, we woke up at like 5:45. We went to the Grand Canyon to see the sunrise. And then soon after that, we parted ways, and I drove another 6.5 hours to my solitary retreat in Colorado. And this was one of the most profound and intense experiences that I've ever had. Living for 11 days completely by myself, no phone, no internet, no laptop, no games, nothing but myself, nature, and some books for 11 days straight. It was one of the most profound experiences of my life, and that is what I will be covering next week. So I hope to see you guys there. Until then, take care of yourselves and take care of others.